plant growth processes, photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and transpiration. By Gabrielle Bolka. Sam was sitting on his back porch with his friend Freddie Firefly. He was staring out at his garden when he asked his friend, "Do you ever wonder how all those plants grow?" "Oh, I know," said Freddie, "but it's not as easy as it looks." And he began to tell Sam about how the plants grow. There are three important processes that are basic to plant growth and development. They are photosynthesis, cellular respiration, and transpiration. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process used by plants to convert light energy, sunlight, into chemical energy. A simpler way to remember this process is photo means light, synthesis means putting together. Plants need food to survive and most of them are able to do it themselves. All they need to do this is carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Photosynthesis is used differently by different plants, but photosynthesis always begins when energy from light is absorbed by small cells in the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air passes through holes in the leaves, and water is absorbed by the roots which then goes through the stem to the leaves. The leaves are made up of small cells that have tiny structures in them called chloroplasts. A chloroplast allows a plant to capture light energy from the sun and convert it into sugar that can be used in cells. Each chloroplast has a green chemical inside it called a chlorophyll. This is why the leaf is green. The structure of the chloroplast. The chloroplast has two membranes that protect the inner part of it. They are called the inner membrane and the outer membrane. The inner membrane surrounds the stroma and the grana. What are these? Stroma is a colorless liquid surrounding the grana in the chloroplast. Grana is stacks of discs called thylakoids. Chlorophyll molecules sit on top of each thylakoids. They are responsible for capturing the light and energy. This light energy is converted into chemical energy. Once this happens, they move to the stroma where carbon can be fixed, and sugars are synthesized. The molecular reaction creates sugar and oxygen. The stacks of thylakoids are connected by stroma lamellae. These keep the sacs a safe distance from each other so the organelle, chloroplast, works efficiently, otherwise it would not be able to collect the sun's energy. Photosynthetic plants are called photoautotrophs. This means that the plants are able to synthesize food directly from carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis produces glucose and oxygen. Photosynthesis can be represented using a chemical equation. 6CO2 plus 6H2O transforms into C6H12O6, 6O2. CO2 equals carbon dioxide, H2O equals water. C6H12O6 equals glucose, O2 equals oxygen. Photosynthesis is known as the ultimate source of light for all plants and animals. Without photosynthesis, the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere would slowly diminish. Also linked to photosynthesis is cellular respiration. These are two main processes performed by living organisms to obtain energy from nature. Cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is important because energy from living organisms is provided to function and maintain life. Cellular respiration is the process in which cells produce the energy they need to survive. Cells use oxygen to break down the sugar, glucose, and store the energy in molecules in ATP, a chemical the cell uses. When we break down the sugar molecules, we release carbon dioxide. We also release water through perspiration. The plant takes in the carbon dioxide and water to make sugar molecules. The most important ingredients for cellular respiration are glucose and oxygen. The glucose enters cells through plants, algae, and certain bacteria. Animals eat the plants and fungi. Oxygen is present in the air, so it either diffuses into cells, or it is inhaled. The equation of cellular respiration is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 transforms into 6CO2 plus 6 hours 2O plus 25 ATP. C6H12O6 equals glucose, O2 equals oxygen. CO2 equals carbon dioxide, H2O equals water. ATP equals adenosine triphosphate. Transpiration. Transpiration is the process where moisture is carried through a plant from the roots to small pores on the underside of a plant leaf. The moisture is changed into vapor and then released into the atmosphere. A plant's roots collect water and nutrients from the soil that eventually will travel up the plant. Plants' transpiration rates vary depending on the region the plant grows in. Transpiration depends on weather conditions. When weather conditions are warmer, transpiration rates are higher. This happens because a plant cell controls the openings where water is released into the atmosphere to open. Transpiration is more efficient in dry weather than in humid weather. Increased wind results in high transpiration rates. If there is no wind, the air around a leaf may not move much, raising the humidity of the air around the leaf. When moisture is lacking in soil surrounding the leaf, there can be premature aging and leaf loss. The top layer of soil is where plant roots are located. These roots are above the water table, which makes the soil wet. The soil will get wet when the weather is rainy but will dry out without precipitation. The plant roots are above the water table, so the plant roots depend on precipitation. Transpiration is very important to our atmosphere, and 10% of moisture found in Earth's atmosphere is from transpiration caused by plants. Transpiration helps draw water and minerals up through the plant, and helps keep the plant cool on warm days, and supports photosynthesis. Wow, said Sam, I never thought a plant had to go through so much. It's quite amazing, said Freddie. Yes, it is, said Sam. And the two friends looked over at the plants and smiled. Glossary. Adenosine triphosphate transports chemical energy within cells for metabolism. Atmosphere, gases surrounding the Earth or another planet. Atoms, basic unit of a chemical element. Carbon dioxide, colorless, odorless gas produced by burning. Carbon and organic compounds, absorbed by plants during photosynthesis. Cells. Structural and functional units of an organism, are the nucleus surrounded by a membrane. Chemical energy, released in a chemical reaction, can produce heat. Chlorophyll, a green pigment, found in green plants, responsible for absorption of light to provide energy for photosynthesis. Chloroplast, in green plant cells, contains a chlorophyll where photosynthesis happens. Efficient, maximum productivity, with little no wasted effort. Element, a part of something abstract. Humid, humidity, high level of water vapor in the atmosphere. Moisture. A liquid spread over a small amount within a solid. Molecule. Group of atoms bonded together. Organelle. Organized structure within a living cell. Organism, individual life forms. Photosynthase, sugar or other substance made by photosynthesis. Perspiration, process of sweating. Precipitation, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, that falls to the ground. Premature aging. No longer dividing, using of a cell, growing old. Small pores, opening in an animal or plant, matter passes through. Stroma, lamellae, thylakoid that cross the stroma of a chloroplast, connecting with a grana. Synthesize, produce, make by synthesis. Water table, level below where the ground is saturated with water. The end.